Hello and welcome to this tutorial where we're gonna learn how to emulate a 12-string guitar with Ample Sound VSTi. Ample Sound have some excellent virtual instruments, especially guitars, but so far they never release a proper 12-string VSTi, so we're gonna get that sound with their regular guitar plugins. Here's what you're gonna need. A DAW, I'm using FL Studio. An Ample Sound Acoustic Guitar VSTi, AGM or AGT, a pitch shifter, I'll be using Wave Sound Shifter, but you can use any pitch shifter that have a semitone change option. Okay, let's dance! Let's open the Guitar VSTi. I'm using the AGM, which by default uses a finger strumming. To my ears, this effect sounds better with finger sound, so if you use the AGT, I recommend you select the finger extension. Also, I think it sounds much better with the double switch on. Right, let's choose some strumming pattern. I'm gonna select a folk pattern because that genre is where you frequently hear 12 strings guitars. Now we're gonna put some chords. To keep it simple for this tutorial, I'm gonna use a basic chord progression, C major to E minor. Okay, let's make it ring. Put a C5 to start the strumming and a C3 and a E3 to make the chord changes. I'm gonna move the start of the strum and the C5 note a little bit to the right, so the chord change will start in tempo. Let's hear what we got so far. That's right, a regular acoustic guitar. Let's save this to a WAV file. Now, to emulate a 12-string sound, we need to understand how the 12-string guitar works. Basically, you got a 6-string guitar with an extra 6-string pack. These extra strings are thinner and tuned to sound one octave higher. Now, you could say that we're gonna just add the pitch shifter to make this loop sound one octave higher and call it a day, right? Well, no, my friend, because a real 12-string guitar just uses an octave higher string from the 6th to the 3rd string. The 2nd and 1st are double in the same octave. So, to emulate this just like the real thing, we're gonna go to the second folder of chords, pick the C major and E minor chords, and leave just the sound of the 1st and 2nd string in each one of them. Now we're gonna move the chord notes in the piano roll an octave above to trigger this. There we go. We dub the 1st and 2nd string in the same octave. Let's save this as a WAV file as well. Okay, now, final and trickier part. As we say, we need to double from the 6th to the 3rd string an octave higher. Now you could say, again, that we're gonna just add the pitch shifter to make this loop sound one octave higher and call it a day, right? We're wrong again, mate. The more you pitch shift any sound, the worse it sounds. So we're gonna make it like this was a real guitar and use the kappa option that comes with the plugin. So let's erase the 1st and 2nd string sounds on the original chords. turn this all the way up to 11. Yeah, this go to 11, Nigel. Okay, 11 is the maximum point of the capo, so we are one semitone short to make an octave. So yes, we're finally using the pitch shifter, just to add that little semitone and not losing sound quality. Alright, we got the 3 pieces of our 12-string sound. So let's save this last one as a WAV file. And get rid of the plugin. Now let's import the 3 WAV files. First a regular one, now the octave dub, now the higher strings. Let's hear it. Pretty cool, huh? This is the basic effect, but to get that shinier 12-string sounds, let's apply some EQ. I'm using Waves H EQ because it comes with a nice preset to save time. It's the Yoad Nivo preset for acoustic guitars. There we go, sound much clearer and shinier now. If you want to go all the way, let's put some wider space to the sound with the Waves S1 imager. That's right. A nice stereo 12-string sound. Now some question you may have. Shall I change manually all the chords to get the double parts for the chords in the higher strings and in the octaves? That's a lot of work. Well, yes, you shall, and it is a lot of work, especially if you're making a song with a lot of chord changes, but there isn't another way to do it. Sure. What if I use the octave pitcher and a noise gate to apply it only to the 6th to the 3rd string? You could try that, but it won't sound as well as this. Here we're emulating the physics of the sound to get a more realistic result as possible. If you rely on a pitch shifter and noise gates, you'll get a muddier and robotic sound. Can I do this with an electric guitar VSTi? Sure, the principles are the same. Here's how it sounds with the Ample Sound Gibson. Can I do this with a real guitar? Well, yes, in theory, but you keep in mind that you must do the regular take with your 6th string, then another take using only the 1st and 2nd string, and then another take using a capo on the higher end of your fretboard and without touching the 1st and 2nd strings. And these 2 takes must be as accurate as possible to match the first take perfectly. So unless you are a ridiculously good rhythm guitar player, you'll need to make some extra work matching the 3 takes with an editing software. So it's a hell of a lot of work. But if you want to play yourself and achieve this effect, you can get a guitar MIDI controller like the U-Rock guitar for about $250. This way you can play like a real guitar, set it to a MIDI track, and then do the steps in this tutorial to get the 12-string sound. That's it. I hope this was useful. Let me know any question you have in the comments, and thanks for watching.